What is up and what's going on? How are you? In this training, we are going to be diving in on a concept that is extremely important for you to just grasp your head around as we go into this program and as we get diving into things. And I think it will really help you understand a lot of why Live Free Fitness is set up the way that Live Free Fitness is set up. So by now, you know that we have our 3 programs, right? By now, you know that we have our Freedom Foundation program, which is the program that you are in right now, right? We've got our Freedom Foundation program. And then we've got our Freedom Acceleration program. From there, we have our Freedom Mastery program, okay? And the reason why I just wanted to point these all out is because basically, I just want you to grasp why things are set up the way that they are set up. It's extremely important to me that you understand that. So you can understand why when I say, when your coach helps you split up, like, yes, let's focus on that right now. Yeah, let's break that down, right? When your coach helps you break something down versus when your coach gives you maybe a more short answer and they say, well, that's something that we cover at the next level program. I want you to just be at peace to know that, like, you'll get there. It's okay. All of these programs obviously are, application only, and just making sure that just the same way you applied to work for you applied to be in the Freedom Foundation program, you applied in a way that was going to make sure that it was the right fit for you and the right fit for us, right? If it's not the right time for Freedom Acceleration, no big deal. We'll stick into the Freedom Foundation for a couple more weeks. It's not a big deal at all. However, if you're ready to rock and roll, let's go. Same thing for the Freedom Mastery. If we're feeling like you haven't conquered, right? Basically look at it as like basics, right? So this is actually a metaphor that will help you understand what we are doing here. So essentially, one way that you can look at it is at the Freedom Foundation program, I'm literally giving you a fish, right? I am handing you over a fish and I'm telling you, here's your fish. Do it. Here it is, right? In the next stage over here in the Freedom Acceleration program, this is where I'm teaching you how to fish. Right? I'm taking you out on a boat, taking you out to the dock or whatever it is, and I'm teaching you how to fish with you. I'm showing you how to use the tools. I'm showing you how to implement the tools, but now you're starting to be able to do some more of it on your own, right? And then at the Freedom Mastery level, this is where you can go out and fish alone without your coach there with you, fish alone, and you can also teach others how to fish. Right, so this is how I want you to kind of look at things. I am not going to teach you how to fish if you can't even have the fish, right? I know this is kind of a weird metaphor, but we need to have you knowing how to fish before you can teach other people how to fish, right? So that's how I would like you to start to think about these 3 phases. And so in the Freedom Foundation program, we are, hence the word foundation, we are talking about the foundations of nutrition, the foundations of mindset, and the foundations of just getting your body moving. Because I don't expect you to be able to pay attention to like advanced program design in the gym if you're not even eating balanced macronutrients. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not going to teach you, advanced progressive overload techniques if you haven't worked out in months, right? So we're really building the foundation here at this first level. We are building the foundation at the second level, the Freedom Acceleration program. And that's where we're kind of we're accelerating things, right? We're speeding things up. We're fine tuning your nutrition. We're fine tuning your workouts. We're progressively overloading your workouts. We are teaching you more advanced nutrition topics. We are teaching you more advanced mindset topics, more advanced routines and habit topics, right? And then in the Freedom Mastery, this is like advanced, set you up for life so you are ready to rock and roll. So that essentially over here is where if you want to hire another personal trainer, amazing. If you want to invest in another fitness program, amazing. But at the end of the day, when you graduate from the Freedom Mastery program, you know how to train like a trainer. You know how to build fitness programs, right? You know how to build a balanced fitness program for yourself. You know how to fully optimize your health in a more advanced level, right? Some of this stuff is not stuff that you should ever be learning if you can't even eat balanced food and if you can't even get to the gym 3-4 times a week, right? If you're not even going for walks, if you're not even drinking water, if you're not even sleeping, right? So in this mastery level class, this is where we're really teaching you more advanced health topics. And so the last thing I wanted to kind of show you here is to just kind of show you why we have this long-term plan for you, so that you can understand I'm not just pulling this out of my ass to keep you as a client forever, because that's not my intention. My intention isn't to keep you as a client for forever. My intention is to set you up so that you are set up for the rest of your life. You are set up to maintain your own nutrition for the rest of your life. You are set up to do these things and not have to pay for another program ever again, not have to get another health coach, not have to ever in your entire life ever again fall off track, get off the bandwagon, get like you're that's not an issue by this point because your identity changes, right? So I want to kind of draw this little diagram for you. And this is traditional health and wellness programs. And in the example of this point, I'm going to give you the example of a client who has to lose 60 pounds. Okay. So let's just move my little keyboard up here. So this is the example of a client who has to lose 60 pounds. Not has to, chooses to. That's their goal, right? Someone who wants to lose 60 pounds. This might be 5 for you. This might be 100 for you. Might be anywhere between 5 and 150 pounds, right? But what really happens is this is kind of your starting point. And let's say this person is 200 pounds and the healthy BMI has them at 140, right? So this is 200 pounds up here at the top. 200 pounds. And what happens is there is no way to draw. Oh, there we go. Are going to go along this chart trying to get to your 140 pounds, right? Maybe this is right before your goal weight at 150 pounds at the bottom of this. What's going to happen is that you are going to, this is you right now. You are going to learn how to food log. And then maybe you start to lose weight because you are paying attention to what you're eating. You are going to start to do your workouts more consistently. And then you're going to lose weight. And you're going to learn to cut calories. And you're going to lose weight. And you're going to learn to count macros. And you're going to lose weight, right? It's completely and 100% non-linear, right? But what happens is what's getting you down here to the bottom of this is sacrificing things, right? And it is eating less than you were eating before. And it is sleeping more than you were eating before. And it does mean, right, I would never, ever have you cut out any particular food group or any particular drink or anything like that, or style of life that you love or food that you love. I would never have you cut that out for the rest of your life. But to lose the weight, you do have to cut some of those things out, right? So whether that means going from eating, for example, maybe you're eating 2,600 calories on average, but to lose weight now you're eating 1,700 calories, and you're cutting and you're cutting and cutting, and now you're eating 1,500 calories, and you're cutting and you're cutting and you're cutting, and you're losing weight, right? Over here on this side of the chart, you're also, first of all, let's give you the idea of where this is going by drawing this last little line over here. Boop. All right. This is not gaining weight, just so you know. It's just like the journey, right? The journey, the roadmap to get to where you want to be, right? So over here on this side, you are having to sacrifice some things, right? Because at the end of the day, Sacrifice. That's how you spell sacrifice, right? Sacrifice. Oh boy. Hopefully that's how you spell sacrifice. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to make changes, right? Sacrifices, I know, kind of has like a negative connotation to it because you think like, oh, I'm not going to be able to eat food. But that's not the point of this. The point is just to say, like, in order to get to a different body weight and in order to have a different body, you do have to do things differently. You do have to eat differently. You do have to think differently. You do have to move differently. You do have to behave differently, right? So changes. This is also really where you're building habits. You're building habits, right? This is the making sacrifices, making changes, building habits, getting uncomfortably comfortable, uncomfortably comfortable on this side over here, right? And what happens in the health industry these days is that so many programs, they just fucking get you right here. Okay. They get you here. They get you to the bottom. Or maybe you don't even quite get there because the program was too strict, too stringent, wasn't best suited to you, too much too fast, 0 to 100, or it just, you hated the workouts or you hated the meal plan or whatever it is. So many things today in the health and wellness industry are just get you here or somewhere along this chart, right? So if you're someone who's ever yo-yo dieted, if you're someone who's ever been on and off and on and off and back and forth and on track and off track and eating too clean, and then you binge and you eat clean Monday through Thursday, which is what I used to do, and then you binge Thursday through Monday, right? Like that used to be me. I used to have micro scales of yo-yo dieting and macro scales of yo-yo dieting that all coincided with the academic school year, because when I gained 30 pounds, I was in college. And so I had this back and forth, right? Where you, oh, that's not the shape I wanted. I want this, where you, maybe you have to lose that 60 pounds and you lose 30 pounds, but then you go on vacation, you start to backtrack, and then you're frustrated that you're backtracking, and then you're even more, and then you give up and you're back to the square one, right? Or maybe you're really successful and you lose all 60 pounds, but then you go back to doing everything the same way you used to do things when you weighed 200 pounds. And so, whoop, you go back to doing things the same way, right? And you, why is that not letting me draw another line? Just let me draw another line. What's happening here? Cool. And then you start to go back to doing things the way that they used to be. And maybe this time you gain back a lot of the weight, but not all of the weight. And then you try another program, and this time you only lose 10 pounds, but then life gets in the way. And so you gain that 10 pounds exactly back. And maybe you do this exact same 10 pounds a couple times, the same 10 pounds, the same 10 pounds, the same 10 pounds. And then maybe at some point you go all the way back to 200, you get the picture, right? And you lose the weight and you gain the weight. You lose wherever it is on this scale. And this is fucking bullshit. This is what the traditional health and wellness industry teaches you. They just teach you how to fucking cut calories, how to start to change your habits, how to make sacrifices, how to get uncomfortable to get you down, right? And so also in the meantime, let's not forget that you lost that 50 pounds eating 150 calories when maybe your maintenance is 1700 calories. And that sucks. We want to eat food. Food is freaking good, right? So what is on this right side of the chart is, right, this is your kind of habit building phase. Overarching on this left side is habit building phase, right? So I'm not going to lie. Maybe the Freedom Foundation program gets you right here, right? Let's make that a different color. Maybe the Freedom Foundation program gets you here, and the Freedom Acceleration program, right? Maybe Freedom Foundation gets you here, Freedom Acceleration gets you here, but Freedom Mastery is what's going to get you here. I'm not saying that's 200 pounds, but this is where, right, you know how to change. This is where there's identity change, right? You are not in this program because you just want to lose 30 pounds of fat and then move on, and that's that, right? Because if you are, then leave now, because you're just going to stay on this left side. But if you're someone that wants to change your identity, change your life, that is this right side. That is where you need these more advanced topics and this more advanced education so that you can learn how to fish and you can learn how to fish alone, right? This is identity change. This is reverse dieting to get your calories back up, to slowly bump your calories back up. This is intuitive eating. This is carb cycling. carb cycling, etc., right? What I mean by that is just like finding new ways to further enhance your nutrition that work and feel good for your body. Maybe your body does love keto, but we didn't get that weight down by keto. We just know that your body performs better on it, or paleo, or whatever that might be, right? Continuing to dive further into that. It's intuitive eating where you don't have to count your math, or maybe you do want to count your math and get your calories back up so you can eat really yummy, good food all the time. This is where you can eat cake and not freak out and question whether your six pack is going to, your, whether your, two pack or whatever, question whether your quads or your glutes are going to go away because you ate that cake, because it's your lifestyle. Because you know what, you eat that cake and the very next meal you're back on track, you're eating clean. So it's not even a thought, right? It's not even something that's going to stress you out, right? Also on this right side is progressive overload. Maybe over here, you're just getting the habit of going to the fucking gym and you lose 50 pounds just going to the gym. But maybe now you need to progressively overload in a more advanced way to continue to see that change and continue to grow and continue to get better. Maybe this is where, again, I said over here on the right side, maybe this is where you can maintain your weight, but now you're eating 1800 calories as opposed to 1400 or 1500 because you've first dieted back out of it. So this is the overall, this is the identity change side of things, right? On the right side here. And you know what? This is probably going to take on the right side here. Let's just say, where's my text? All right. So let's just say over here, this maybe takes you 4 to 8 months. This maybe takes you another, on top of that, 4 to 8 months. And then on top of that, identity change, right? Identity change takes a good 1 to 2 freaking years. 1 to 2 years, right? And that's just the reality of it. How many times have you been sold a 21-day program? How many times have you been sold a 90-day program? How many times have you been sold a 3-month program? And that's just the left side of the chart. Absolutely not. That is not what we do here at Live Free Fitness. We want to pop you out on the other side where you're a master. You're a master fisherwoman, right? And you just know how to do all of this stuff because you're educated enough. It's your routine enough. You are intuitive enough to be able to be in tune and have that lifestyle change. So I did want to paint that picture for you of what the Freedom Foundation, Freedom Acceleration, and Freedom Mastery programs are about and why we have that difference of those 3 programs. So hopefully that all makes sense. And I will see you in the next training, which is an overview of everything else that you're going to be learning in your weeks 1 and weeks 2 of the program.